Charting top 3 spots on Billboard 100. At number 3, Disco Lady by Johnny Taylor. Number 2, Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki D. Then sitting at number 1, Silly Love Songs by Paul McCartney and Wings. The year is 1976. The year when all these songs could have been played on the radio for the very first year while you sat in absolute comfort with your power plush seats. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. We feature the cars from all eras. We feature different and unique. We talk history, specs, design, but most importantly, we show what these cars are like. Whether you use these cars regularly or for recreational use, if that sounds like a channel that you would totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1976 Chrysler New Yorker brougham was on sale at Classic Auto Mall. It recently sold, but with that said, they still have over 1,000 cars for sale. To check out their extensive inventory, be sure to click the link below after the show. 1976 Chrysler model lineup, and these aren't in any particular order. Town and Country, Newport. Look at that interior. Newport Custom, Cordoba with that Corinthian leather, and the New Yorker brougham. New Yorker was first used on a trim line in 1938, the New Yorker Special Series C19, which was a distinct sub-series of Chrysler Imperial. 1940 was the very first year it became as a standalone model called the New Yorker. Until its discontinuation in 1996, the New Yorker was the longest car nameplate in America. 1976 falls in the Series 4C 5C CS, which was produced from 1974, 75, 76, 77, and 78. It's important to note that in 1976, Chrysler discontinued Imperial, but only the name disappeared. The styling continued on the New Yorker brougham from the years 1976 through 1979. Let's talk specs. 232.7 inches long, 79.7 inches wide, 54.5 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 124 inches. It weighs 4,752 pounds. Price $6,640, which is equivalent to you spending $35,903.96 the year 2023. Total 1976 Chrysler was 222,153 units, of which total New Yorker was 33,732 units, and of that number, two-door coupe was 9,748, four-door was 23,984. Moving on to engines, and a bit of conflicting information. 400 cubic inch displacement overhead valve V8, 6.6 liters. I say conflicting because some sources say that it was in here, other sources said that it wasn't. I'm just going to include it anyway. 175 to 210 horsepower at 4,400 RPM, 305 pound-feet or 414 Newton meters at 3,200 RPM, with a bore of 4.3 inches and a stroke of 3.4 inches. Compression was 8.2 to 1, 5 main bearings. Or you could have a 440 cubic inch displacement overhead valve V8, 7.2 liters. It's good for 205 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, 320 pound-feet, or 434 Newton meters at 2,000 RPM, with a bore of 4.3 inches and a stroke of 3.8 inches. Compression was 8.2 to 1. 5 main bearings. When backed with the Torque Flight automatic, 0 to 60 could be had in a theoretical time of 12.3 seconds. Theoretical top speed 115 miles per hour while achieving an average fuel consumption rating of 10.7 miles to the gallon. And these are all just jumping off numbers. Mileage may vary.
What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. Elegance and grace, styling sets the pace. People stop and stare. Chrysler New Yorker's there. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. Torsion, quiet ride, comfort as you drive. Engineering for today, Chrysler leads the way. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town. This beautiful new Chrysler New Yorker brougham is everybody talking. It's the finest new Chrysler both inside and out. And you get all this luxury at a New Yorker price. Velour upon the seat, comfort at your feet. Chrysler values nice at a New Yorker price. What a beautiful New Yorker. It's the talk of the town.
Let's talk styling. Let's talk about this grille. Look at how that wraps back up on top of the hood. Very unique feature. Also notice how it comes into a point here and then V's. Bumper guards. It's also open down here. Look at how the bumper comes back to almost a point and then curves. Get this running light. This one's got flip up headlights. Well, they're not really flip up headlights. The headlights are behind this door. That has to flip out of the way in order for you to see at night. These have lights inside of them, so when you turn your turn signals on, you can see your turn signal indicators will be inside here. I'm not sure if that one has a high beam indicator switch. Sometimes they do. This one looks like, this appears to have a power antenna. Look at all of the different lines in the hood. It's got a center line coming down here to the grille and hood ornament. Also notice the center line continues. Look at the pinstriping. Not pinstriping, there's just a little trim piece here. Chrysler badge on this door. Look at these lines. Running lights. I'm surprised there isn't a turn signal, like a cornering light here. When you turn your turn signals on with these big cars, a light would come on here. Like, there's a Cadillac over here, and this Cadillac has it. And that was to help you see around a corner. There's trim that comes up the wheel well. This car has pinstriping, which is blue. Look at how this bevels down. So notice this one has hidden windshield wipers. The windshield wipers tuck themselves underneath this hood. Look at all the bright work here. Vinyl top. It does not have drip rails. Here's the mirror. Look at these door handles. Look at how far they protrude. I don't know if you'd call this an opera window. Look at this line. This car does have fender skirts. And just look at that line. Also, it is more extremely beveled back here than it is in the front. Side marker light in the rear, as well as textures, lines. I love this taillight design. I love that it overhangs ever so slightly. It sort of looks like a beak to like a bald eagle, in my opinion. Maybe not quite that extreme. Look at the different layers going on in this trunk section. This door has quite a bit of heft to it. This feels like the weight of my Toyota Prius. Very heavy. This is the first time I've ever witnessed a Chrysler from this era in person. This feels really nice. I don't know if it's a vinyl. I don't know if it's like a leatherette or maybe even a leather, but it feels really nice. Massive door handle to pull the door shut. Armrest. But notice, look how slender this armrest is. I mean, just my forearm fits on it. Door handle to get out. Notice it has wood grain on it. That must have been a fad back then. Wood grain for everything. Window locks. Left front window. Right front window. This is a toggle switch for the mirror, which it is toggle style. It's not hooked up to a motor or anything. There's carpet on the bottom of the door, as well as it looks like there'd be a light of some sort. Just look at the base of the seat. Look at all the chrome. Also, it looks to be power adjustable. Looks like it goes up, down. It probably goes forward, backwards, and tilt. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the hood release, emergency brake and or parking brake, high beam switch, brake pedal, gas pedal. Super plushy, almost like shag carpet, but not quite. Just take a look at this interior. Nice quality bank vault shut. Here's what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood looks like. This is a really nice seating position. The only thing that I don't like about it is the steering wheel seems too small. It's a huge car with a tiny steering wheel. But with that said, the steering wheel has some nice bright bits. It almost doesn't look like the steering wheel belongs with the car. But I'm sure it does because it matches everything else. And it's too fancy to be an aftermarket steering wheel. But it almost doesn't match the car. On to the button switches and knobs, starting on the left and moving right. Headlights, clock, coolant temperature, amp meter, gasoline gauge, windshield wipers with wash feature, speedometer with odometer and tripometer. Drive modes read park, reverse, neutral, drive second and first. Ignition, radio with radio controls, climate controls. At the top there is a slider. All the way left is cooler, all the way right is warmer. Fan speed, lighter, and ashtray. Up above, there are sun visors, and they're huge. Here's my hand for reference. There is a sun visor over here as well. Nice cutout for the rear view mirror with daytime, nighttime feature, as well as vanity mirror here, so your date or wife could do her makeup and see herself with the lights. Really nice feature. There are armrests here as well. There's one here for the driver and another one here for the passenger. Or you could move them out of the way and somebody could sit here in the middle. So the glove box says, here is our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit. The opening isn't big enough. Bummer, doesn't fit. There's an ashtray here. Look at all the wood. This feels like metal, and they just painted wood on it. Getting in the back seat, just fold the seat forward like that. Notice on the back of the seat has another massive handle to pull the seat back, and carpet. I guess this is to move the seat back, but that's how much space you have to get back there. Here is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the pillar to glass ratio. This is what visibility looks like out the rear from the back seat. That's how big the parcel shelf is. A pretty massive parcel shelf. Creature comforts back here. There is more faux wood paneling throughout. Nice opera window on both sides, as well as coat hook right here. There is not a dome light in the center, but there's lights right here. So there's light there, and there's light on the other side with the wood trim. Armrest, as well as ashtray, cigarette lighter combo, and I'm assuming that this is for the light. The seat back profile, these seats, let me tell you, these seats are really comfortable. I miss pillow seats. I totally forgot what pillow seats were like. It's like being in your living room. It's pretty awesome. It is reclined a little bit. The bench does not sink down, so it's really comfortable. Here is my knees. There's plenty of space to put my hands in between my knees and the seat in front of me. This is what I look like sitting in the back. I'm a full-grown adult, 6'2", and I fit back here comfortably. My hair, because I have a bit of a mop on my head at the moment, a bit of a fro, it is kind of grazing the top of the roof a little bit, but it's not bad. If I had to do a road trip in this car, it would not be bad. It's a really good family car, this would be. There's also an armrest here in the center, which you can move out of the way and sit 3 people back here comfortably, 6 people total, or you can pull it down and have an armrest. Getting under the hood, we've already released the hood from the inside. There is a secondary catch down inside here. You just kind of push it to the hood is pretty heavy. Here's the secondary catch, and you just move it to the right. 12-volt battery. Look at how this hood operates. It uses torsion bars. So how about that? This one looks like it's got a brand new dual master cylinder, powered assisted. This one has power steering, air conditioning. Man, look at that alternator. That thing's huge. 2-pulley, 2-belt system. This one's got the lean burn. On the positive side, pillow plush seats. This is just speculation, but based on my experience with land yachts, I would say that this would probably ride like a cloud. Against it, they can be thirsty. They have a rather large footprint. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1976 Lincoln Town Coupe or 1976 New Yorker Brougham or 1976 Cadillac Coupe de Ville? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario. These might be a little bit more expensive, but which one would you rather have? 1976 Cadillac Eldorado or 1976 Chrysler New Yorker or 1976 Lincoln Mark IV or 1976 Chrysler Cordoba. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have your comment pinned to the top of it. I will be amazed if anybody can get that one. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. We have a Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have Facebook and would still like to reach me, send me an email. All of it will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate everything that you guys bring in the comment section. And until next time, toodaloo!